When life suddenly feels like it's falling apart, the hidden battle of black magic. Your world flips upside down without warning. You wake up one day, and suddenly, you don't feel like yourself anymore. The smile you used to wear so effortlessly now feels forced. People begin to act differently toward you, turning cold, distant, even hostile. And deep within you, there's this unsettling sense. Something's off. Something invisible has shifted. You start to wonder, did someone do something to me? Your thoughts begin to spiral. Was it her? Could it have been someone in my family? Someone I opened my heart to? Someone I trusted? These thoughts take root in your mind like weeds in a garden that once bloomed with peace. But here's a truth that's often hard to swallow. In Islam, there is no definite way to know exactly who performed sihr, black magic, on you. Unless the person admits it themselves, or there is clear, undeniable evidence, you can't know for sure. And wrongly accusing someone of such a heavy sin, that can not only tear families and friendships apart, but can also become a massive burden on your own soul. It's a serious sin in the eyes of Allah, one you'll be held accountable for. But I don't want you to lose hope. This message isn't about identifying who hurt you. It's about reclaiming your strength. It's about protection. It's about healing. And it's about getting your soul, your energy, and your life back, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, through the help of Allah. If you've been quietly suffering, if you feel like you're trapped in a storm that no one else can see, if nothing in your life seems to move forward, no matter how hard you try, then this might just be the turning point you've been praying for. Let's begin with a very real and painful sign. 1. People start turning against you, and you have no idea why. One of the earliest and most shattering signs is when people around you begin to shift, not physically, but emotionally. You didn't argue, you didn't betray anyone, you didn't do anything wrong, but suddenly, people you were once close to are now cold, distant, and even cruel. It begins subtly. Their responses get shorter. Their eye contact disappears. A coldness creeps into their tone, their demeanor. It feels like you're suddenly the villain in a story you didn't write. Then the change deepens. They start blaming you, accusing you of things you never did. They speak behind your back. They completely shut you out. And you're left confused, heartbroken, and shattered. You begin to overthink every interaction, replay every conversation, torture yourself trying to find where you went wrong. But the truth is, you did nothing wrong. This is one of the most clear and dangerous signs of Sihr al-tafriq, black magic that's intended to tear relationships apart. Yes, it's real. The Qur'an directly references it. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 102, Allah mentions, "They learned from them what could separate a man from his wife." But the damage doesn't end with marriage. It extends to every bond that keeps your life rooted. Your relationship with your mother, your siblings, your closest friends, even your own children. And that's why it feels so maddening. Because deep in your heart, you know that nothing major happened. You remember their love. You remember the closeness. And now, they can't even look you in the eye. This is the essence of Sihr. It doesn't just attack you, it targets your environment. It isolates you by weakening the love that surrounds you. It severs the emotional lifelines that help you survive, and it makes you question everything, including your own sanity. But here's what you need to understand. The goal of Sihr is separation, but the goal of Allah is unity. What Allah brings together, no magic, no matter how evil, can separate, except with His permission. 2. You start behaving like a stranger to yourself. At first, the changes seem small. You get annoyed more easily. You're snapping at loved ones. You feel triggered by things that never used to affect you. You grow impatient, frustrated, negative, And in the moment, it feels justified. But afterward, you sit in silence and ask yourself, what's happening to me? Why did I say that to my mom? Why did I just push everyone away again? And slowly, the truth becomes harder to ignore. Others begin to notice before you do. Your mother looks at you with worry in her eyes and says, "You're not the same." Your sibling tells you, "You've become so cold." Your friends say, "I don't know who you are anymore," but you don't feel any different. You still pray, you go to work, you carry on, but deep inside, you know something's not right. This is another way Sihr works, not through some loud, terrifying breakdown, but through a slow, emotional hijacking. It begins to rewire your responses. It clouds your thinking. It replaces calm with chaos, and you become someone you don't even recognize. That's what makes it dangerous. It's not just a physical illness, it's a spiritual infiltration. Your heart feels one way, your soul pulls another, and you stand helpless in between, trying to explain a pain you can't even put into words. This is why ruqyah isn't just for those who are seeing terrifying visions or becoming physically ill. Sometimes it's for people like you, people whose emotions have become foreign, whose relationships are collapsing, whose smiles are no longer real. 3. Your efforts keep failing without explanation. You work hard, you plan everything, you pray, you seek advice, you make sincere dua, and just when things seem to be falling into place, they shatter. Marriage proposals fall through at the last second. Job opportunities disappear. Friendships crumble. Your health declines. And you keep wondering, why does everything I try keep falling apart? First, you blame yourself. Then you call it bad luck. But eventually, you start to wonder, is something blocking me? This is one of the hardest realities of Sihr. It doesn't always show itself dramatically. Sometimes it's just this quiet, invisible sabotage. It keeps knocking down your progress, again and again and again. But here's where many people go wrong. They forget that nothing, absolutely nothing, can touch you unless Allah wills it. So how does this work? When someone commits sihr, when they take your name to a magician, create a taweez, or pour jealousy into evil intent, they don't control the result. Allah does, but they do choose the sin. And for that choice, they will be held accountable on the Day of Judgment. Allah says in the Qur'an, "But they do not harm anyone through it except by the permission of Allah." Surah Al-Baqarah 2:102. So if your journey keeps getting blocked, don't assume you're cursed. Don't believe for a moment that you've been abandoned. And never, never think that the magician is more powerful than the most merciful. Maybe this is your test. And in Islam, patience isn't passive. It's not about waiting helplessly. True patience is resilience with trust. It's crying during sujud. It's wiping your tears and trying again. It's knowing that your pain is seen, even when it feels invisible to everyone else. Because your story isn't in the hands of magic, it's in the hands of Ar-Rahman, the most loving.